Oh, dude. Okay, rest of the paper. Rest of the paper. Per. Rest of the paper. Rest of the paper. I want to read the rest of the paper. The rest of the paper. Rest of the paper. 38 seconds. Data logistics.
2.3 Data logistics. Data plays a key role in product search and recommendations. Services where the e-commerce website has multiple vendors bring in dynamics with regards to quality and consistency of the content, fraud detection, and pricing. Inventory updates often have service-level agreements that ensure customer-facing changes within strict time frames. Finally, the products themselves are multimodal documents, and the success of a search depends on matching customer intent to all aspects of the document. Third-party content. Some e-commerce sites such as Amazon, Doubao, and eBay serve as a place for other companies to sell products.
Taobao? What is Taobao? Feels like a Chinese system. Taobao. It is Chinese. Dude, I have a headache, bro.
The products from these companies are referred to as third-party content.
Why are they third-party
There may
content?
be specific infrastructure requirements for this type.
Some e-commerce sites such as Amazon, Taobao, and eBay serve as a place for their companies to sell products. Other companies, yes. Well, oh my god, we always care about third-party content. Did I have my protein shake? The products from these companies are referred to as third-party contents. Okay, so yeah, my focus is third-party content.
The products from these companies are referred to as third-party content.
There
may be specific infrastructure requirements for this type of content. For example, there may be contractual agreements as to how quickly the products become searchable.
Wait a second, what does contractual agreements mean? Isn't contract an agreement? So why don't you tell it contract?
How quickly changes to pricing and availability are reflected. The data for the third-party products may need to be reformatted or supplemented before indexing. For example, if the brand of the product is not provided as structured data by the vendor, it may be possible to extract it from the product title. Fraud detection is another aspect of such services.
Well, Sorokino
Vendors might engage in illegitimate behavior to abuse the customers, and the service has to rapidly detect and prevent this behavior. Detecting fraudulent cases early on is key for ensuring long-term customer retention. Volatile inventory. One of the biggest challenges of e-commerce search and recommendation is that the inventory is constantly changing. Volatile inventory. One of the biggest challenges of e-commerce search and recommendation is that the inventory is constantly changing.
One thing was that, oh yeah, maybe out of stock. In Amazon we have it, like it says, oh, it's getting out of stock. So once something is out of stock, why are you showing it to me?
Prime examples are eBay and other similar businesses with large but ephemeral or highly evolving inventory. Trotman et al. 2000.
So, I was talking to Morteza and he was saying like maybe one reason that they don't put the most popular brand at the top is that if they put it, they go out of stock right away. That's also one reason.
17. New items need to be added quickly, especially for in-demand products like new music, book, and film releases. Products change in price and availability very frequently, and the availability issue is exacerbated for e-commerce sites that provide information about local in-store availability, where the inventory systems of the stores and search must be synced in real time. Query suggestions are also affected by volatile inventory, as they may suggest queries that no longer return results, creating a frustrating user experience. Multimodal documents.
What does that mean?
In e-commerce search, the index.
So I think multimodal document is that Harry Potter, right? Do you want to buy his costume? Do you want to buy the movie? Do you want to buy the book? Different taxonomies.
Documents, i.e., the products customers are looking for, are combinations of images, unstructured text such as titles, descriptions, and reviews, and structured data such as price, brand, ratings, and seller location. Trotman. ACM Sigir Forum 6 Volume 54 Number 1 June 2020. ETAL, 2017. This rich combination of data raises interesting research opportunities, including improving document data extraction by using signals from different types of data, such as providing more detailed color information for clothing and using image similarity for recommendations, and as a way for customers to query the search engine. Data is key for providing a high-quality search and recommendation experience that meets customer and business needs. E-commerce data is generally multimodal and provides rich signals. However, its quality depends on the merchant, and aspects of the data change frequently, especially for businesses with both online and physical stores. 3 E-commerce research area deep dives. Above we introduced the 3 key ingredients of e-commerce search and recommendations: customers, business.
By the way, I have this problem, right? We always talk about data and say data by itself has no value, right? And I don't know, data by itself has no value. The value comes from the usage. And I think it's not completely right, because it is true about physical goods as well, right? Well, I mean, if you are, for example, buying a gun, if you are threatened by a murderer, how much will you pay for a gun? Probably a lot. But if you wanna cook salad, you wanna slice cucumbers, how much do you pay for a gun? Nothing. So also gun or any other thing has its like value when it is used at the right place. So saying that data by itself has no value, everything by itself has no value. So how can we price it? But at the end of the day, we have a price for a gun, and we don't put auctions for guns, like, because we have so many of them, we sell them. How does the price? How can we find the price? Probably depends on the cost, and then we add some extra, and then also checking for the demand, right? For data, I don't want to sleep. We don't know where it can be used actually. Do we know what kind of data is good for what kind of application?
And data. Each of these areas offers a rich collection of research areas. In this section, we consider 3 areas in depth. The first is the design of matching and ranking for e-commerce search. Matching and ranking are at the heart of search systems and information retrieval.
Yes.
IR, research, and e-commerce provide some unique challenges and opportunities. Second, the customer journey underlying e-commerce is complex and only beginning to be understood. We provide a deep dive into conversational e-commerce that has promised to enable the smooth shopping experience provided by expert shop assistants. Third, we discuss issues of fairness, confidentiality, and transparency which are at the heart of maintaining customer trust while providing personalized e-commerce experiences. 3.1 Relevance, Matching and Ranking. To better understand ranking in e-commerce, we need to look at how it has evolved. E-commerce appeared with web search in the early 2000s. Initially, there was not much search in e-commerce. Product catalogs were organized by a taxonomy which customers navigated by clicking. At the taxonomy leaves, products from that leaf were shown. Sometimes there were too many products and so sorting was introduced to quickly jump to the top and bottom of the list based on product attributes such as title or price. These sorts were very similar to those in databases. Sorts evolved, becoming more complex and more useful to the customer. Some sorts, in particular popularity or trending, have become the norm. As catalogs grew larger, a natural next step to exploring the products within a category was to allow filtering, including limiting the products in a category given a search term. This resulted in the search box appearing on e-commerce sites. Search, however, was merely about finding exact matches of the query term against the product title. In the 2010s, e-commerce sites began adopting search the way we define it in IR. The use of open-source search engines in popular e-commerce suites such as Magento and the ability of third parties to add functionality to these suites propelled.
Guys, I'm getting distracted, but whatever thought I had was right.
The adoption of search and recommendation engines in today's websites. This history makes it easier to understand why e-commerce search is not as thoroughly researched as web search. Here we touch on matching and ranking topics that we believe will be interesting research topics in the coming years. ACM Sigir Forum 7 Volume 54 Number 3.1.1 Matching. Different types of customer intent yield different types of queries. These query types range from short navigational ones, a serial number, to long informational ones, are batteries included with this watch? Each query type poses idiosyncrasies for matching.
So different type of customers intent yield different types of queries. These queries, yeah, for sure, types range from short navigational ones, a serial number. Who searches a serial number? To long informational ones, like, are batteries included with this watch?
Navigational queries need exact matches to product serial numbers,
By the way,
product
these
titles, or
recommender
category
systems
names.
Are actually very beautiful. Like, where are we, guys? We designed this recommender system that matches like every word to another thing, and for any query we have another ranking. Well, I don't think that's super complicated. And it's not designed at the optimal, but who cares? It's very beautiful. We search something and it gives us something. Amazing.
While informational queries need semantic parsing and more elaborate indexing before they can be answered. Some queries may require a different user interface. For example, a tabular layout is better for answering comparison queries, differences between iPhone 11 and iPhone SE. Relevance is inextricably linked to retrieval as it dictates what should be retrieved. First we discuss the peculiarities of relevance in e-commerce, then query and document.
Protein shake is really annoying in the morning. Gives me headache. Okay, guys. Let's focus on this shit. First we discuss the peculiarities of relevance in e-commerce, then query and document modeling, and finally query understanding, also referred to as query intent
modeling, and finally query understanding, also referred to as query intent engines. Relevance.
Relevance.
Relevance has
I
been a
mean relevant.
long-standing puzzle for IR
Irrelevant.
researchers Sarah Seebeck, 1975.
At first.
At first,
Relevance
relevance was considered a universal, dimensionless quantity that described a document.
What? Relevance. Relevance has been a long-standing puzzle for IR researchers. What is IR? Internet recommendation. At first, relevance was considered a universal dimensionless quantity. What does dimensionless quantity mean? That describe the document. What are we talking about? Later relevance
was thought to be universal but query dependent.
But query dependent. What is it?
TREC benchmarks are based on this assumption. Then, relevance moved from binary grades to richer scales. Finally, relevance was determined not to be universal but instead user dependent. What is relevant for one person is not necessarily relevant for another.
That completely makes
Customer
sense.
Journeys, section 2.
I mean, if you had doubt about that, like, relevance is about a person. For sure. What are you talking about?
1. Add a temporal dimension to relevance. Radensky et al., 2013. A student looking for a bed is likely to buy a single bed, but a few years later she may opt for a double bed. Seasonality also reflects relevance's dependence on time. The query jacket has a different set of relevant documents in winter than summer. Context in e-commerce is influenced by what category the customer is in. In some categories, new items should rank higher, while in others they should not. In some categories,
you want to have about the relevance. Seasonality also reflects relevance, dependence on time. The query jacket has a different set of relevance. Jacket is seasonal, right? In winter than summer. Context in e-commerce is influenced by what category the customer is in. In some categories, new items should rank higher. For example, jacket, right? Because whatever season you are, you need to update based on this. While in others, they should not. What else do we have? We have jacket, seasonality. What else? Can you give more examples?
Items should rank higher, while in others they should not. In some, e-commerce relevance is context dependent and has 4 dimensions. 1. User. 2. Time.
Query.
3. Query. 4.
Even more
context. Example category. Understanding these dimensions can help us better understand customer behavior and design systems that can take these dimensions into account. Matching queries and products.
That's important, right?
E-commerce search is as much about.
That's important. Why? Because we as users go search something, and that's a query. Query is not what we find. Products are what we find, right? And platform should match our query with one platform, and they should be relatable.
Matching queries and products. E-commerce search is as much about exploration as it is about finding the best exact match. Sunday et al., 2018, Carmel et al., 2028, and different types of query require different matching strategies. Finding exact matches needs strict matching, while broad queries that correspond to categories, example shoes, kitchen tables, see Rowley, 2000, may need careful crafting of synonyms to match a customer's vocabulary to that of the business. As with all types of search, tokenization, including word breaking, decompounding, and punctuation handling, lemonization or stemming, and stop word identification are important for identifying relevant products, especially when handling multi- or cross-lingual search, which occurs frequently in e-commerce. Attempts to encode all query types into a single matching function have met with limited success. In research, although exact matches are considered solved, Bridging the vocabulary gap between queries and documents and query understanding more generally is a long-standing and active research topic. Van Gisel, 2017. Query understanding methods include pseudo-relevance feedback. Lee and Xiao, 2011, Query click graph CAOETAL, 2008, Santos ETAL, 2010, Adhikari ETAL, 2018, Word Embeddings ETAL, 2016, and Multimodal Methods that Combine Text and Visual Cues. Van Denneker ETAL, 2019, Lin ETAL, 2019. Query intent engines are an increasingly used component in pre-matching LACM Sigir Forum 8 Volume 54 Number 1 June 20, ETAL, 2008, Ahmed Van ETAL, 2020. Query intent engines parse the query to extract catalog-specific attributes for driving matching and ranking. Their goal is to return a set of Boolean, fielded queries given a free text query, mapping from unstructured to structured text. For example, for the query red sneakers, a query intent engine will return fielded queries such as color red and shoe type running and category shoes. The spectrum of capabilities of query understanding engines ranges from simple matching of query terms to a predefined set of product attributes to more elaborate semantic methods. Wang ETAL, 2015, Beza Yates, 2017, Dai and Callan, 2019. The ultimate goal of a query intent engine is to return structured, personalized queries for all customer queries. In e-commerce, query understanding has to adapt to the behavior of a business's customers, products, and services. The level of difficulty in addressing this depends on dimensions such as customer demographics, niche or not products and services, and the volume of available data. Mappings between generic and customer-specific vocabulary and what the business offers must be based on business-specific data. Small businesses targeting niche areas are likely to have access to less data and therefore have less effective query understanding methods, despite the fact that they need them the most for customers who are unfamiliar with their domain-specific vocabulary. More generic stores attract a more diverse audience that potentially uses a much wider variety in vocabulary, increasing the need for more effective query understanding methods. 3.1.2 Ranking. How to rank the results shown to customers is one of the most complex issues in e-commerce. Ranking in e-commerce started.
That's the story. How to rank the results shown to customers is one of the most complex issues in e-commerce. Ranking in e-commerce started from sorting the untitled or price, and it was later extended with basic Boolean retrieval. Basic Boolean retrieval, what does that mean? Practitioners
From sorting on title or price, and it was later extended with basic Boolean retrieval. Practitioners have put effort into deriving a single ranking function that mixes Boolean or TF-if based ranking algorithms with other signals, such.
Practitioners have put in effort into deriving a single ranking function that mixes Boolean or TF.idf based. What is TF.idf? TF.idf. To fuck, I don't fuck. The product of is the product of two statistic term frequency. TF is term frequency and IDF is inverse document frequency. That milk was bad. And inverse document frequency. What is inverse document? There is a formula for it here. Dude, Google got... Look at it. It opens a side menu for you. So TF of T and D is frequency of FTD over some. So that's the term frequency. Makes sense. IDF, inverse document frequency, is log of n over d t with d. T in d. What is it? D in d, t in d. D, all the d's that are in the document, d and t, fuck it, bro. So this is something.
As recency or popularity. This has had mixed results because some signals work for some queries but not for others. For example, due to collection-specific reasons, the query striped t-shirts may rank highly striped products other than t-shirts because striped has a substantially higher id than t-shirts. As the number of signals increases, it becomes impossible to derive a ranking function that returns optimal results over the entire spectrum of queries, customer intents, and business goals.
Yes, I agree.
In recent years, learning to rank has been increasingly used to solve such
number increases, fuck that. You know how difficult it is.
As the number of signals increases, it becomes impossible to derive a ranking function that returns optimal results over the entire spectrum of queries, customer intents, and business goals. In recent years, learning to rank has been increasingly used to solve such complex optimization problems, either in a pointwise fashion, by minimizing the loss with respect to gold standard scores, in a pairwise fashion, by minimizing the loss incurred by having out-of-order pairs of items, or in a listwise fashion, by minimizing a listwise loss function defined on the predicted list and the ground truth list. Below we discuss ranking signals, designing multi-objective functions, feedback loops.
How can we have multi-objective functions? First of all, multi-objective. Well, it will be a linear combination of multiple objective functions. We cannot optimize for multiple functions at once.
Practical limitations of learning to rank. Extending the product representation. Queries and documents can be represented over the terms in the vocabulary or over a latent embedding space. These representations must be shared between queries and documents since
and search taxonomy. That's a good idea. Amazon. Yeah, some word that has no meaning. Okay. Taxonomy. Taxonomy chart. They sell this shit for $19. All right. One other word. Achievement. Achievement. Let's see, what do they sell for achievement? Wait, what? Is it achieve? Achieve quit smoking. Oh shit, there is a lot of motivational book, right? Fuck, okay. Tell me something else. Disposition. It will be again motivational. So they sell anything for any word. What are you doing, Amazon? 4th of July. Well, I said George Washington. It comes a book about George Washington. Tell me something else. Leaf. Oh, they sell plants. Fake leaf. Is there something that Amazon... Credit card. That is not really skin. Ah, reader. They have the credit card reader. Gift card. Ah, shoot. Holder. Fuck you, Amazon.
They are the basis of matching. Documents have many features beyond how closely they match the query terms, such as how many times they have been purchased, how many times they have been clicked, and the ratio of clicks versus purchases. Systems can extend the query document-dependent representation with a document-dependent representation that includes each of these document-specific features. The representation space, ACM Sigir Forum 9, can further be expanded to capture higher-order relations, for example, the rank of a document within a category combined with the similarity score of a query and the document given one or multiple similarity functions. Creating a wide and rich representation.
Guys, business call. Okay. Yeah, we can make it go. I can call them and ask how it is going to be. Maybe. I love cloudy weather. This is much better than sunny weather. Sunny weather is good when the weather is cold. When the weather is warm, you need to have Claudia. Oh, fuck, dude. Where are
Can
we?
further be expanded to capture higher order relations, for example, the rank of a document within a category combined with the similarity score of a query and the document given one or multiple similarity functions. Creating a wide and rich representation space for documents allows learning to rank systems to learn more complex definitions of objective functions. Ranking signals and
Wait a
optimization.
second, what if I search zebra on Amazon? I think it's like a zebra toy. Oh shit, this is the barcode reader. Then we have pen, zebra pen, mild liner. Oh, it's a brand, it's a pen brand. And then we have toys. So, okay. Something else. Website. What if I search website? Let's see, what will it bring? I don't know. Oh, coding! Yes, coding books. Building websites for dummies. What if I search dummy? Well, it brings the books for dummies. Dummy. Oh, it's a punching bag or something like that. It's called dummy. That's so cool, actually. $45. That's $23. One of these that is like a balloon. Punch. Well, it brings the glove. glove. Oh, actually it didn't. It brings punch is, when I search punch, it brings tools for fixing stuff and like screwdrivers. Interesting. Transcendental? What is the word? Well, it brings a book about transcendental. It's always this transesophageal echocardiogram. Transcendental. Yeah, it just brings transcendental meditation. Everything you want. Oh, okay, books. Transcendental magic. Ooh, we have magic books. That's cool. It's all about magic. Okay, it's another book. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting. Isn't it interesting? Always they relate it. Jeff Bezos, okay, it brings the movie. Old. What does bring? Old is the name of a movie. What the fuck, dude? Can you leave us alone? Old school. Yeah, and then we have a bunch of old movies. Rock style, old fashioned whiskey. Cocktail. Is there something that we don't connect it to anything to sell? Okay. Somebody famous. Well, they have their products. Somebody famous that doesn't have products. They have a book on them. Martin Luther King. What if I search Instagram? Do you sell Instagram? Shit. App for $0. Look at this. What the fuck? They have Instagram on Amazon. What does that mean? Instagram on Amazon? Do you see that? Instagram for business for dummies. What the fuck, guys? Can you chill? 500 social media marketing tips. They are making something out of everything. All of them are $0. Why do we have $0 stuff on Amazon? Why should somebody stop trying to go viral? Business. How can I install it? Let's check. How can you get the app? Let me check it on my phone. What is Instagram decal? Okay, there is no option for app here. 1 million followers, updated edition. How I built a massive Dude, this is fucking funny. They wrote a book on how to build a 1 million followers. Actually, I should buy it. Who is the author? Brandon Kane. That's actually right? You build a Brandon Kane. Hook point. Well, it doesn't have that. Where is his Instagram? Motherfucker, you don't have Instagram and you're talking about... Oh, he has Instagram. Oh, he has 1.1 million. Damn. These are interesting. So the guy makes 1 million follower on Instagram and then writes a book on how I made 1 million follower on Instagram, which is really good. Viral content model. What is this content?
Mr. Brad Haley? Relax! Did I win something? My sources tell me you've been calling Jack in the Box junk in the box. So? I take these things personally, Brad. Get lost. Sure, just try my food, apologize, and I'll go. Clown! Listen, punk, I spent millions of dollars improving my kitchens to make our best burgers ever! You're psycho!
What is happening? So he puts funny videos. So this guy is just putting funny videos, it's not like... Okay, interesting. There is no word that Amazon cannot do anything about it. That should be a competition actually. Find a word that once you search it on Amazon, it does... Well, I think we can definitely do this. Like search something stupid and Amazon cannot bring anything, right? No results. Wait a second, it says no results for this. Try checking your spelling or more. Again, he still has some suggestion. Brands related to your search, which are sponsored. Like, who sponsors for this search? They say, dude, just show us. Let's change it a bit. And also some numbers. Oh my god, they still show you something. But any word that has meaning, I think Amazon brings something about it. Nonsense. Okay, there will be a book about nonsense. Well, that's so stupid. We cannot beat Amazon. Oh my god, why should a product be shown for nonsense? Well, there is a book about nonsense. And then, oh wait, what is this? Nonsense, colorless and otherless. And there we have this legging, sheer knee high. Why should a women's legging be called nonsense? No nonsense. No, fuck you. Okay. Oh. Okay. You can be at the top of the ranking, by the way, for a query, but does it mean that it is really good? No. Dude. It doesn't mean that it is good. Fuck that protein shake, by the way. Because nobody searches weird queries. So you want to be at the top of the query for shoes, not for, I don't know, foot enhancement while walking, like such a thing. Right? So just being at the top of the ranking, being at the top of, okay, it's a multiplicative order, I guess. Being at the top of the ranking helps your sale for that query, but also you want to be on the top of the ranking for a good query. That has its effect, maybe even more. That's actually a good point. Okay. Do I have another? Most common query searched on Amazon. As of June 2024, the most searched query include laptop, interesting, AirPods, headphones, wireless, all of them are electronic devices. Then Fire Stick. What is a Fire Stick? Match? Is a match a Fire Stick? Fire Stick. Maybe this search changes the ranking. This is Fire Stick, remote control. Fire TV. So even this is also electronic, and Fitbit is the watches. Oh my god, this fucking data is crazy. TV, air fryer, and Bluetooth headphones. Interesting. What's the list? Well, that doesn't make sense. Top 10. I hate these ones. Plugs. What is this? Video doorbell. Is it muscle milk? That sucks. Interesting.
Criteria. E-commerce search and recommendation systems must optimize for multiple criteria, also known as objective functions, simultaneously Carmel ETAL, 2020b, one encoding customer preferences and one encoding business preferences. These objective functions compete against each other, raising research questions as to the best learning strategy for the short and long term. Before designing optimization functions that encode both customer satisfaction and business success, we look into signals that capture the goals of each stakeholder individually. Customer satisfaction is measured over multiple signals.
That's
Long and Lalmus, 2019, including click-through rate, hover and dwell time,
Let's search
satisfied
click-through
clicks,
rate.
query.
I love to see what Amazon brings. Click through rate. Are you ready, guys? It was not in the suggestion. Smartwatch, mastering YouTube titles, and these are all about the marketing shit, descriptions. Alright, makes sense. But most of them are watches. And we have flowers. Why should they show this? Oh, click cranberry cut flower. And then we have Kiniki. Why should I? And we have click-through rates. We have mouse. Well, it was not super related, right? However, it was also not a word, but a combination.
Reformulations, session
clause.
length, number of queries before checkout,
Reformulation.
add to
It
baskets,
brings a book.
purchases, time to next visit, product returns, and calls to customer service.
What about customer
Business success
service?
is measured over several.
Amazon customer service. Fuck you. Okay, books doesn't count, by the way. Phone number. Ah, do they even know that? Why are they showing clothing? When I'm shit, I can't remember.
Key performance indicators, KPI, including inventory-oriented measures, such as average turnaround time, number of unique products sold per time period, revenue-oriented measures, profit-oriented measures, visitor-oriented measures, such as total and unique number of visitors, number of new and returning visitors, and basket-oriented measures, such as average number of items per basket, basket average value. Each signal can translate to an objective function, and a linear interpolation of them can define a global objective function. Given their short and long-term goals and marketing decisions, businesses may want to weigh individual objective functions or to learn a meta-objective function that optimizes the combination of objective functions. Not all signals are equal. Objective functions over multiple signals can bias towards more abundant signals. By nature, some signals are more abundant than others, and
Objective functions over multiple signals can bias towards more abundant signals. What are the signals? By nature, some signals are more abundant than others. What is abundant? And some are stronger indicators of preference than others. Yeah, like query search.
some are stronger indicators of preference than others. For example, a purchase is a more explicit preference indicator than a click, but it is much less frequent. A purchase that was not returned is a stronger signal than a purchase, but again is less frequent. The stronger the preference indicator, the lower the volume. Objective functions should take into account this difference in signal strength versus signal abundance. Otherwise, stronger, but less frequent signals may be lost in the sheer volume of weaker signals. This is not an issue when signals correlate positively, but is when they do not correlate or correlate negatively. Example: people click on expensive products but purchase affordable ones. Normalizing.
Okay, the stronger the preference indicator, the lower the volume. Yes, the more specific you are in your search, the results will be less. otherwise stronger but less frequent signals. What is a signal? This is not an issue with signals correlate. Like if you are searching for something general, a lot of well, it is when they do not correlate or correlate negatively. Dude, something like Amazon or when you search for a video on YouTube is much more complicated probably than just you go on the YouTube shorts. Because once you're searching for something, well, one thing is that they sort based on the number of views probably, right? And feedback. That's easy. But then for every query, they need to bring a permutation. On the other hand, when you are on the recommend, you're not searching anything, they're just showing you the next video. However, most of them, like optimization doesn't matter much, to be honest. Shows the customer something that, and he wants to know that there's something exists, that's it. Okay, can I do it like this?
By the volume of each signal is one weight Zacchaeus ETAL 2010. To counter this, another is to consider individual objective functions per signal and then ensure they are represented adequately at interpolation time. Positive, negative, and delayed feedback loops measuring the success of the system and informing the system about these measurements creates a feedback loop.
I feel if
This is the
somebody shoots a
reinforcement.
bullet, I think I will die because of the sensitivity before dying. Because of
Learning
the bullet.
paradigm.
Can you do a pen here? Oh my god.
Which the system takes an action and receives feedback to update its internal state towards maximizing, or minimizing, an objective function who ETAL 2018. Some criteria can be measured immediately after the search results are displayed while others take longer. Clicks. ACM Sigir Forum 10 Volume 54 Number 1 June 20.
Okay, feedback
Measuring the
loops
success
matters.
of the system.
Guys, wait a second. Feedback loops matters because in our model we have feedback loops. How many pages is it? It's a review paper. It's not, doesn't have a model, right? Yeah. So it's just all a story. Perfect. So what positive and negative feedback matters, because even in our model we were talking about customers leave feedback and recommend their system. Pay attention to what product is popular or not, or it can be explicit feedback or implicit feedback. We also know about it. Guys, I like to buy a car. Do they sell cars on Amazon? COA, cars on Amazon. Cars on Amazon. Cars on Amazon. One round of counter and then we will get back. Dude, I got a headache. Reading. Yeah, 1 round of counter. Just 1 round. Sunlight is getting through the window. That sucks about summer. In winter I was sitting this way and it was good all day. Now it's sun goes there just to my eyes. There was another field looked like very similar to Shoots, but it was even better.
Let's roll.
It is not the time for this shit. Oh, I'm not, okay, I'm police. I'm Counter-Strike. I hope you have me. I hit her hernia. Dude, where did that come? Who? Let's go, guys. We are fully connected. Why was this? Who should we? Who's knife? So early. I like baggage. I hate baggage. How could you make two? Now everybody, they just want to kill each other. That's why. Because pull, you're inside each other. Dude, this fucking... Ah! Dude. Lighting ain't good. I cannot. Ah shit! This is because that's outside. Dude, I killed. Dude. I rather grab this one. This is a shit show. Ah! What are you doing in the water, motherfucker? The way I got out of the... This is a field that you should not be killed all the time, actually. There is no point in leaving the house and you wanna stay inside. Take your time. Get back. Kill. Like this. Okay. Puff kills me all the time. Now I'm learning how to manage you know? See, you wanna get back. Oh, that was good, actually. Ah. Again, fucking puff. No, you wanna hide. In this field, you wanna hide. It's not a field that you go ahead. Oh, damn! That was a good match. Okay, I liked it. Now I'm learning it better. The same strategy that worked for like the shoot or the baggage is not working for the pool. Here you better hide, you better play the game slow. Anyways, now let's get back to our burpless session of reading the paper.
And informing the system about these measurements creates a feedback loop. This is the reinforcement learning paradigm, in which the system takes an action and receives feedback to update its internal state towards maximizing, or minimizing, an objective function ETAL, 2018. Some criteria can be measured immediately after the search results are displayed while others take longer. Clicks. ACM Sigir Forum 10 Volume 54 Number 1 June 2020. Reformulations, or abandonments define a rapid feedback loop that spans from a few seconds to less than an hour. SU ETAL, 2018. In e-commerce there are longer feedback loops where the feedback occurs well after
implicit or
positive,
explicit.
negative, and delayed feedback loops. Measuring the success of the system and informing the system about these measurements creates a feedback loop. This is the reinforcement learning paradigm, in
About these measurement creates a feedback loop. Yes. What the fuck is happening?
which the system takes an action and receives feedback to update its internal state towards maximizing, or minimizing, an objective function who ETAL, 2018. Some criteria can be measured immediately after the search results are displayed while others take longer. Clicks. ACM Sigir Forum 10 Volume 54 Number 1 June. Reformulations, or abandonments define a rapid feedback loop that spans from a few seconds to less than an hour. SU ETAL, 2018. In e-commerce there are longer feedback loops where the feedback occurs well after the system has shown results to the user. Examples include adding products to the basket and checking it out.
In e-commerce, there are longer feedback loops where the feedback occurs well after the system, after the system has shown results to the user. Example include adding products to the basket and checking it out at a later date. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Adding products to a wish list and checking out. Yeah, I get it, right? So do you want to reward the product now or in the future? Buying several sizes of an item to return all but the... you buy all of them but you return all of them. That's interesting. Removing items from the basket or wish list and product. Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. How many feedbacks? Which one matters? To be honest, none of them matters. Just get some feedback.
At a later date, adding products to a wish list and checking them out at specific events, example Christmas, birthdays, or buying several sizes of an item to return all but the one that fits. Removing items from the basket or a wish list and product returns are interesting types of delayed feedback because the delay can be weeks. These delays make tracking and attaching feedback to a specific ranking challenging because it requires persisting records of the rankings.
If a product is not good enough that you buy it right away, fuck that. I don't want to get the feedback.
Long periods of time. It is an open question how to engineer systems that capture delayed feedback loops in a technically feasible way.
The systems now
Finally,
we have now
good
are
priors
so
for
much
feature
more
values
interesting.
and business logic are needed to overcome issues with the lack of behavioral
What the
data.
fuck was that? Building a circuit or I don't know, a car. What is interesting about it? It's so simple. Now we have engineering systems that we have to take in account human interaction with them. This is amazing. This is amazing. A circuit, a car, they were beautiful at their own time, but now we have these crazy engineering systems.
For new items, referred to as cold start. Feedback of the types listed above can be used to learning to match.
I love it.
Van Gisel ETAL 2016
And they
to
have to be
optimize individual rankers
updated
or learning to
and
rank.
adapt to the
LTR
situation.
to
Wow,
optimize
this is
combinations of
crazy.
individual rankers. Car makers under
IDSS.
ETAL 2017. Increasingly, the community is considering the use of historical feedback data for this purpose to avoid interventions that may negatively impact the customer experience. German ETAL 2019. How to make effective use of the broad
That's what
diversity of
Munzer was
feedback
saying,
signals
right?
with widely differing
Feedback
timescales
system,
for
human
counterfactual
interaction in
LTR
feedback
remains a
system.
matter of research.
That's crazy. That's so
Practical
beautiful.
limitations of learning to rank. Most e-commerce search engines based on LTR work in two steps, a recall-oriented step and a precision-oriented step. In the recall-oriented step, the system issues queries to several rankers, generally simpler IR systems that return a small set of results, pools the results and extracts features for each document. In the precision-oriented step, a re-ranker applies the currently learned weights to the extracted features, scores each document, and ranks them. The re-ranked list is shown to the user. If there are more results, they are ranked by a simpler ranker and shown after the LTR results. This implementation of LTR has proven to be effective in terms of IR and business metrics, and the principle of re-ranking remains effective across tasks regardless of the algorithm for learning the weights, the feedback loop, or the features. Carmel ETAL 2017, Die ETAL 2011, Carmaker Sunto ETAL 2017.
We are amazing, all of us.
LTR depends on the effectiveness of the individual rankers. Designing effective rankers is challenging in e-commerce because broad exploratory queries, like shoes, can have multiple aspects, example type, brand, color, price. An ideal exploratory ranking should include representative samples for each aspect. To get documents for each aspect, we either need one ranker per query aspect or rankers that determine query aspects and account for this diversification internally. In practice, systems instruct a ranker to boost a particular product attribute according to predictions derived from a query intent engine that infers the importance of a product attribute for a query. Next, consider LTR's issue with the discontinuity in usefulness of results. For efficiency.
What was LTR? Learn to rank. Okay, LTR is learn to rank.
Next, consider LTR's issue with the discontinuity in usefulness of results. For efficiency reasons, each ranker returns a limited set of results, but a broad query can yield thousands of results, leaving the majority out of the candidate documents. This remainder appears after the re-ranked results. Consider a product inventory with thousands of products, hundreds of TV accessories, and 100 TVs. This inventory is accessed with two rankers that return 50 results each. A customer issues the query TV. The two rankers return a largely overlapping set of TVs, yielding 75 unique results, 50 of which are TVs. LTR ranks the products so that the 50 TVs show at the top of the 75. ACM Sigir Forum 11 Volume 54 Number 1 June 2020. Candidates. The customer browses the page full of 50 TVs and then sees 25 results which are not TVs, followed by results from the naive ranker. If the naive ranker ranks TV accessories first, then the customer may stop examining the results, although there are 50 TVs further down. This is not surprising. Customers think that when there is a shift from useful to non-useful results, it signals the end of useful.
Fuck off! I'm talking. So, interesting thing is that Customers do not go down the list. They just want to find what they want to find in the first 5, right? Let's assume that actually that's it. You are in the first 5, you buy, you are sold, you are below, you are goodbye. And that's a pretty good estimate of how the shed works. And then if you put all the TV accessories at the top, guess what? Customers won't be satisfied.
Results, and so stop examining the list. Robertson, 1977. However, because we have 2 results lists, 2 shifts can exist, but the customer sees only 1 result list and expects 1 shift. One way to tackle this issue is to increase the number of documents returned by each ranker, which increases response time. It is an open question how to operationalize re-ranking for larger parts of the catalog. Recent research in Neural IR Mitra and Craswell, 2018 addresses such scenarios where the re-ranker is applied to all documents in the collection but has a more opaque model that is harder to understand and optimize. Although much studied within industry, relevance for e-commerce, both matching and ranking, is a rapidly evolving field with many open research areas. The next section discusses conversational e-commerce, which uses multi-turn interactions with the customer to hone their search results and help them through the customer journey. 3.2 Conversational e-commerce.
What is conversational? What is conversational e-commerce? I don't know. So okay, we are 2/3 of the paper. Last part is left. Yeah. I'm getting headache. Oh, they have a lot of data from Kaggle. That's so pretty. I love it. What a nice paper. No mathematics, bullshitting around. I love to write papers like this. Well, they have a lot of citations, so a review paper. Anyways, that's not difficult. You cite 10 papers and then it's a review paper. Then write your own bullshit. That's smart. Write your bullshit, once in a while cite other papers. Okay, that's the way to publish paper. If you wanna produce knowledge, you should think. But once you set your metric as stupid publishing papers and you don't change your metric once in a while, that's what happens. Okay guys, I need to take a break. Oh, dude. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, God. Fucking, I feel the protein shake was poisoned me. I'm feeling not good. Guys, it's the best. Don't hold your phone. I'm so happy my phone is up there. Otherwise, I would be looking at it. That's the best. Don't bring your phone everywhere. Get rid of it. How many times should I tell myself? Go to. You know what? I don't want to take my phone to the restroom anymore. That sucks. No phone in restroom. That should be my rule. Some peace of mind. AC is really good too. It's perfect temperature. I will sit here, right? Cars on Amazon.
E-commerce engages the customer in a dialogue, by voice or by chat, to elicit the information needed to find or recommend a product, or a set of products, or to answer questions about a product or an order. Regardless of whether the interaction is by voice or by chat, the dialogue must be succinct, natural, and informative. It must be able to determine when a customer is being facetious or becoming frustrated. Conversational system applications include product search and recommendation, product question answering, customer care, and notifications, such as order tracking and delivery notifications, alerts for product availability and discounts. Conversational e-commerce is a relatively new area, driven by the development of voice assistants. In this section we focus on challenges presented by conversational systems. The benefit of having a conversational system is that it engages the customer in a natural interaction, which is intended to build trust and to elicit additional information to satisfy.
Are you talking about this AI conversational things? Because they are just assholes, do not let you connect to the customer service and talk. If they are AI bullshit, if they are human beings, maybe good. Sometimes good, sometimes malakiyas.
The customer need. While customers clearly value systems that produce reliable results, if the conversation is not natural, that is, if the system misunderstands the customer or is too verbose, the customer will not engage. Beyond being natural, people prefer systems that are attractive, trust their results more, and find them subjectively more accurate. Yuxel et al., 2017. This suggests that the manner in which the information is delivered by the conversational agent is at least as important as the accuracy of the results. E-commerce systems have additional challenges in understanding customer intent. The system must disambiguate the overall intent of the request, such as a shopping request, a customer care request, or a question about a product or an order. If it is a shopping request, the product may be ambiguous. For example, if a customer asks where can I get coffee, are they trying to find whole bean or ground coffee? Or perhaps they want to find a cup of coffee. Depending on the context of the customer, they may be asking about the availability of a product, where can I get toilet paper, and would be happy with an online purchase, or they may intend to go to a physical store, where can I get an omelet? ACM Sigir Forum 12 Volume 54 Number 1 June 2020. In addition to understanding and disambiguating the customer request, the system should present the results in a device-appropriate way, recognizing that many customers use mobile phones or bespoke voice assistants for e-commerce. If the results are presented by voice, the system should emphasize precision because of the difficulty of browsing a results list. Beyond getting the right result at rank 1, each result presented should be summarized in a voice-friendly way and not be overly verbose. Conversing with the customer. As stated above, one purpose of...
This part was not super related. Dude, I'll be back.
A conversational system is to elicit information from the customer to improve the results, in a sense to mimic the patter of a human shopping assistant. A key difference between a human assistant and a digital assistant is that human interactions are less efficient because of our need to be pro-social. A digital assistant asking irrelevant questions while helping a customer would be seen as incompetent. For this reason, any follow-on questions asked by the system must be clearly related to satisfying the customer need. An early conversational question-answering system for customers, "How may I help you?" was developed by AT&T in the late 1990s. Gorin et al., 1997, 2002. It had a broad vocabulary to handle the most common customer needs and was able to discern when a customer was becoming frustrated. Walker et al. 2000. It classified customer questions into a small number of intents, and had a predetermined template-based dialogue subsystem for each intent. In modern systems, follow-one question templates are generated automatically. Zamani et al. Analyze query reformulations to generate question templates, and then use a slot-filling algorithm to suggest facets to refine broad queries. Zamani et al. 2020, Hashimi et al. 2020. In their system, the facets suggested to the users were clickable to present results for the corresponding search reformulation. Christokopoulou et al. 2016 present a bandit-based approach for modeling recommendation dialogues that mimic human recommender dialogues in that each turn seeks to elicit information that informs the next turn. In a product search setting, the follow-on question formulation and the facets would be informed by product attributes and user-generated content such as reviews and product question answers. If the system is voice-driven, the response to the follow-on question must be parsed for additional information. Natural language answers may also provide more context than a query reformulation facet, and it is an open question how to leverage this context to improve the interaction. For example, if the system offers the customer a disambiguation, do you want coffee beans or ground coffee? The customer may respond with ground, but it's for a Chemex, and the system should be expected to know what for a Chemex entails. Much of the research on dialogue systems over the past 25 years measures how long interactions last, in terms of the number of turns. Often, the conversations are occurring between people rather than between a person and a machine. These studies focus on various information-seeking tasks not related to e-commerce. Trippas et al. 2017, Ross et al. 2005 and seek to characterize the nature of the interaction. Chu et al. 2019. The optimal length of a customer's interaction with an e-commerce system for different tasks is yet to be determined. Learning from data. As with standard e-commerce search, conversational systems are informed by the product catalog information. However, many of the attributes important to customers are not listed in the product catalog. Moraes et al. 2020. For example, a catalog may list a color or ACM Sigir Forum 13 Volume 54 Number 1 June 20. A material, but will not list details about the product's usability, durability, or compatibility with other products. If a customer asks about such details, the conversational agent may have to depend on user-generated content such as customer reviews and product Q&A. Because e-commerce systems rely heavily on user trust, it is crucial to filter offensive content to avoid injecting it into the conversational systems models. Microsoft released a chatbot in 2016 designed to learn from user interactions on Twitter but had to take it down within 16 hours because adversarial users induced the bot to generate hate speech and other offensive content. Point 2. Beyond being embarrassing, this would threaten the core business of an e-commerce company. Result presentation and navigation. When presenting a search result or product summary by voice,
human beings in the feedback loop, in the learning part of the AI matters, right? If you leave it to other people, they are like these adversarial fuckers.
Result must be transformed to be voice-friendly. Voice systems may present multimodal results, combining a spoken summary with a display of information. For example, in product search, they may present product information for the top 3 results while speaking a summary of the top product. There are many ways that information might be presented on a website or in a chat that would be intolerable with voice. For example, a customer might prefer to see a faceted recommendation in the form of a grid on a web page but a list of options in a chat. It would be onerous and confusing to hear all of the options read out loud, so voice systems typically present one option at a time, with a hint to prompt the customer to request the next item. Hints are typically generic, such as "you can say next item to hear the next result." It would be more helpful to offer hints that indicate the types of items the system can find. This would produce a guided conversational search centered around the customer need, rather than around the system catalog. Spina et al. 2017 investigate audio-only summaries of podcasts, addressing some key questions about how users perceive audio summaries. In their work, the documents to be summarized are audio podcasts. In e-commerce, the information to be summarized may be heterogeneous and needs to be transformed to be more succinct with fewer parentheticals omitting product details such as model numbers. Voice in multi-user environments. Voice systems are often shared by multiple users in the same household and sit in common areas. The assistant must recognize sensitive content that should not be spoken out loud. For example, in delivery notifications, the content of the delivery should not be revealed if it would cause embarrassment to the customer or ruin a surprise. What is considered embarrassing differs from person to person. For example, people have different feelings about beauty products such as hair dye and health products such as medicines or ointments. Since multiple people are often using the same voice device, the system may benefit from being able to identify different speakers. This will help addressing friendly fraud where someone not authorized to make an order on an account, such as a child, does so, resulting in a product return. Identifying multiple users also would aid in tailoring the request understanding and result presentation to a specific customer. This would save the customer from having to specify details or reformulate requests to get the most appropriate results. 1 https://twitter.com/tayandview. Visited May 2020. 2 https://arstechnica.com/information technology/. E-commerce is moving beyond single-turn search and browse to include conversations that engage the customer in a dialogue to elicit the information needed to find a product or to answer questions. Enabling conversational e-commerce depends on a broad range of research areas at the intersection of IR, human-computer interaction, and natural language processing.
Confidentiality.
3.3 Fairness, accountability, confidentiality, and transparency.
Fuck fairness. Fairness has no meaning. I mean, it has meaning, but everybody who talks about it is lying. Accountability, confidentiality.
Search engines and recommender systems have developed into powerful and ubiquitous tools, especially in e-commerce.
Exactly.
Unintended negative side effects of search and recommendation technology are gaining attention. Rogius et al. 2019. In the wake of Europe's GDPR legislation, the unforeseen consequences of data-driven technologies have also received political attention. Kramer et al. 2018. While discussions about side effects of data-driven technologies often focus on fairness and bias in North America, in Europe they often focus on issues such as privacy, interpretability, and explainability. Creating search and recommendation systems that provide fairness, accountability, confidentiality, and transparency and are perceived as such is particularly important in e-commerce since customers, both consumers and suppliers, will move to competitors' sites if they feel that a particular site is unsafe or unfair. Fairness and bias. Recent work on fairness and bias has contributed advances in fair rankings. Singh and Joachim's 2018. Predictive models for individual fairness. Cold et al. 2020, and mitigation mechanisms for different types of individual bias. Osterhuis et al. 2020. In the context of e-commerce, fairness refers to both the customer side and the supply side. The interplay between supplier fairness and customer satisfaction in a two-sided marketplace has only recently been addressed. Tadeless, 2016. Merotra et al. 2018, with a large number of foundational issues concerning definitions, metrics, and optimization, still to be addressed. Reputation systems could promote fair transactions, helping consumers and suppliers distinguish transaction quality. Resnick and Zeckhauser, 2001. However, reputation systems may allow for unfair treatment through inaccurate reviews or biased behavior based on the information provided. Fradkin et al., 2015. Automatically calibrating reputation ratings and assessing review quality remains an open research question. Accountability. Accountability is the assumption of accepting responsibility for actions and decisions. Lepre et al., 2018. Consider query auto-completion. CAI and Derijka, 2016. While the purpose of autocomplete algorithms is to steer inquiry, examples of socially unwanted steering have surfaced. Robertson et al. 2019 propose a method for auditing autocomplete methods by recursively submitting a root query and its child suggestions to recover a network of algorithmic associations. Interestingly, the associations generated by autocomplete methods in e-commerce are different from those generated in web search. Returning the most frequent completion is a powerful baseline that is used in virtually all auto-completion setups. However, in e-commerce, catalog-based suggestions are often included to ensure more relevant and applicable suggestions, resulting in different association types. Auditing as proposed by Robertson et al. Can support accountability, but it does so by dealing with algorithmic decision processes as a black box, whose inputs and outputs are visible, while their inner workings are not. ACM Sigir Forum 15 Volume 54 Number 1 June 2020. Transparency. Transparency, understood as openness and communication of both the data being analyzed and the mechanisms underlying the models, is a key enabler of accountability. Explanations can increase transparency and support
data being analyzed and the mechanism underlying the models. To be honest, transparency is very important, right? But on the other hand, if the platform tells you what is their system for ranking, what is the algorithm for ranking, first of all, you may question them. Second is that a lot of firms will start gaming the algorithm because the algorithm is not perfect.
Transparency, understood as openness and communication of both the data being analyzed and the mechanisms underlying the models.
But this is such a pessimistic view. However, it's based on experience. Probably they were transparent at the beginning. Also, there will be other firms that will set their algorithm like that. So, it is their technology. They don't want to share it with other firms. Makes sense. But on the downside is that people don't know how to interact with this recommender system. And they don't know if it is a fair recommender system or not.
The key enabler of accountability. Explanations can increase transparency and support innovation and technological development while keeping the human in the loop. When a system is too good in understanding users and offering relevant products, it might unnerve people as they find it eerie that a system is that good. Conversely, algorithmic mistakes decrease confidence in the model and hence have a significant impact on customers' perception of the model and the product using it. By being offered an option to receive an explanation of a search result or recommendation, e-commerce customers may gain trust and increase their engagement. Terhoev et al., 2017. However, explanations of mistakes may trigger algorithm aversion, where customers prefer to disengage from algorithmic processes, even when they yield more satisfactory results. Lusik et al., 2019. Algorithm aversion can be overcome by giving users the option to intervene and alter the outcomes. The problem of finding counterfactual explanations, that is the minimal perturbation to an instance such that an algorithmic outcome changes.
Counterfactual explanation, counterfactual is the other paper we want to read.
Can be framed as an optimization task. To obtain satisfactory results in an e-commerce setting, customers may have to reveal information that they may consider private, such as their identity, demographic characteristics, previous purchases, or interaction behavior. It is important to investigate how customers can share private information in a secure manner and determine what it is they receive in return, in terms of customization and improved service. AIMER ETAL, 2008. Research challenges concerning fairness in e-commerce in the broad sense advocated here start with definitions and metrics of fairness, accountability, confidentiality, and transparency for different consumer segments and locales. We then need to establish reliable offline predictors for these dimensions that can inform us without running online experiments that affect customers and suppliers on the very dimensions where we seek to protect them. Finally, we need to develop search and recommendation methods that allow us to jointly optimize for customer satisfaction, supplier success, fairness, accountability, confidentiality, and transparency. 4 datasets for e-commerce research. Offline and online experimentation allow e-commerce to incrementally measure the impact of changes to models and algorithms on customer engagement. Historically, for e-commerce, as well as other types of search and recommendation research, it has been difficult to access such data, especially in academia. Recently, more companies are releasing datasets for collaborating on e-commerce problems across domains ranging from fashion and movies to second-hand auctions and paper dolls. Having companies collaborating with external teams on research projects reflects the challenging nature of e-commerce search and recommendations. Table 1 lists 28 e-commerce IR datasets from 2007 until mid-2020.3.
Where is the dataset?
Encouragingly, the number of datasets released between 2000.
That's interesting section. Okay. Guys, we are about to finish. Let's finish this. This was a good paper. Most of the ideas we knew about it. I like this kind of paper, that we are bullshitting and then we need no proof for the shit we say.
Offline and online experimentation allow e-commerce to incrementally measure the impact of changes to models and algorithms on customer engagement. Historically, for e-commerce, as well as other types of search and recommendation research, it has been difficult to access such data, especially in academia. Recently, more companies are releasing datasets for collaborating on.
Actually, that was my problem. Dude, you want to do a project, you don't have any data set. How can you do a project on data? In academia, yeah, it was difficult. That was why we reached out to some people in Amazon, eBay, Google, and it is still difficult. Because it is their private data. Academia has no data. And okay, they are releasing datasets for collaborating like Kaggle, we visited it, but it's so difficult. Once they are private, they care about their privacy, which makes sense. Then you cannot work with them.
E-commerce problems across domains ranging from fashion and movies to second-hand auctions and paper dolls. Having companies collaborating with external teams on research projects reflects the challenging nature of e-commerce search and recommendations.
Exactly.
Table 1 lists 28 e-commerce IR datasets from 2007 until mid-2020.3. Encouragingly, the number of datasets released between 2016 and 2020 is more than double the number of datasets published between 2007 and 2014. These datasets reflect the intensifying research activity around e-commerce and the diverse set of user interactions, data types, and research opportunities present in this field. Many of these datasets focus on product catalogs and taxonomies.
Dataset is like the experiment. If it is like physics, for publishing a paper, you need to have a data from an experiment, then try to come up with a model. Maybe some physicists are stupid and they just mental masturbate, But real shit is that you confirm your model with an experiment. If you don't have data, if you don't have experiment, how do you wanna, as a data scientist student, how can you write the paper?
Others involve reviews. 3. An online version of this list is at https://sigir-eco and recommendations. Relatively few provide data at scale for search relevance, either matching or ranking. Along with
Best
data
Buy,
resources,
online
there are
auctions,
also other efforts to attract
multi-domain.
researchers to e-commerce IR. Yearly e-commerce workshops hosted by Sigir started in 2017 Degenhardt ETAL, 2017 with 60 participants and followed in 2018 Degenhardt ETAL, 2018 and 2019 Degenhardt ETAL, 2019 with more than double the participants. The 2020 online version 4 is expected to continue this trend. Each year, the workshop partners with an e-commerce company on a data challenge for researchers and practitioners. Additional efforts exist on Kaggle, the data challenges platform, but are more spurious. With most data challenges and evaluation systems such as Kaggle and TREC, the participants do not evaluate on real users performing complex tasks. To capture and understand the 4 dimensions of relevance and
with most data challenges on evaluation systems such as Kaggle and TREC, the participants, this is such a good basic paper to read. Do not evaluate on real users performing complex tasks. Yes, business should be safe. Like when they share their data, you should not give them to their rivals or question them why they are
the
sharing.
Complexity of a customer's journey. Section 3.1.1. We need to move beyond static data and to bring our experimentation instrumentation closer to the customer, while keeping the customer and business safe. Section 3.3. A recent initiative, Living Labs, proposes a new experimentation paradigm allowing live experimentation on real customers. The Living Labs for Information Retrieval Evaluation, LL4IR, held as part of CLEP 2015 presented a unique collaboration between industry and academia. Scoot ETAL,
That's really
2015, Baylog ETAL, 2014. LL4IR released a benchmarking dataset contributed by RegioJ at EK and a platform for evaluating models on a live system with real users. The idea was later also adopted by TREC OpenSearch to facilitate search research in academia. German ETAL, 2018. This also fits naturally with evaluating reinforcement learning approaches, where the models are not trained on a static dataset but are constantly improving from user interactions and feedback. This new experimentation paradigm opens interesting ways for academic researchers to explore aspects of an e-commerce domain with the customer in mind.
That's good, I like it.
For https://sigiricom. Table 1. A list of 28 datasets from 2007 until mid-2020 on e-commerce search and recommendation. The wide array of tasks and data types indicates the diversity and richness of the research challenges in the e-commerce domain.
Okay, we have
Year dataset name and link data.
We have Rakuten multimodal taxonomy dataset. Semantic web embedded product data. Alibaba. That's nice. Alibaba. Alibaba. Nice. Alibaba is sharing. Deep fashion. eBay. High accuracy recall task. That's good. eBay. Again. Alibaba. O-list. That's nice. Amazon. Baby registry. What? Amazon baby registry? What is baby registry? They sell their babies on Amazon? Innerwear dataset. Lazada product. Retail Rocket. Home Depot. Paper doll. Personalized e-commerce search. Yahoo. No, you choose. Amazon product data set. Very good. That's good. Yeah, okay.
5 conclusions and call for research. In the future, online shopping will be automated and personalized, from the initial landing page to product taxonomies, individual product pages and recommendations. Given a small set of business rules, the system will learn from customer behavior to transform the experience around the needs and style of each customer. Although academic and industrial research in e-commerce has gained traction in recent years, significant research challenges remain. The challenges include classic e-commerce search problems such as matching textual queries to multimodal documents, ranking optimization for two-sided marketplaces, human-computer interaction, and conversational recommender systems for product discovery and browsing, and automated customer care. While e-commerce shares many of the core IR problems of other domains, the customer and business goals of e-commerce are unique. Search in e-commerce usually entails matching a customer request to a combination of structured, such as product catalog, and unstructured, such as customer review, data. In e-commerce, search may be part of a larger task and may span multiple online sites, commerce and non-commerce, as well as physical stores. E-commerce introduces complexities for merchandising, inventory management, and customer care. For sites like Amazon, eBay, and Dobayo, the system must be fair for third-party sellers, to maintain their trust as well as the trust of the consumers. Emerging information discovery approaches such as conversational systems for e-commerce introduce a new set of unexplored research opportunities spanning information retrieval, recommender systems, natural language processing, and human-computer interaction. Academic and industrial research both contribute substantially to the progress in e-commerce research. While industry can focus on large-scale data and systems and has access to vast amounts of customer interaction data, it is less well equipped to study human-computer interaction or to take risks in developing novel approaches. Because industrial systems must place customer and seller trust above other considerations, they are necessarily more conservative in experiments. Increasing dataset availability and new experimentation paradigms are opening the way for academic researchers to explore more aspects of e-commerce search and recommendations. We hope that this paper will foster closer collaboration between academic and industrial research, and increase the pace of innovation in e-commerce. 6 acknowledgements. We thank David Carmel, Parikshit Sundhi, Daniel Tunkalang, and Wouter Weerkamp for comments and suggestions. All content represents the opinion of the authors, which is not necessarily.
Thank you. I'm going to connect myself to charger. I am going to connect myself to the fucking charger.